So I'm pretty excited about this one. This is the Philips Hue Cala Pathway. This is the first of the outdoor lights available in the Philips Hue range. It is Zigbee. It does require the Philips Hue bridge. It is 640 lumens. It is full color IP65, which means that it is rated as dust tight and protected against water projected from a nozzle. So this is rated as an outdoor light, and I wanted to know, what does that mean? Because there was no temperature ratings on the website. So I asked them, and they said it's minus 20 to 40 degrees Celsius. To which, of course, I responded, if you live in Canada, minus 20 does not cover all weather conditions. You guess you're telling me to bring it in when it gets cold? And their answer was yes. Don't leave it outside if it gets colder than minus 20, which means I'm taking this back to the store, unfortunately, in that I wanted to mount this on my deck permanently for the winter as well. I'm just not going to be bringing this back in every winter, right? That's just too much work. So too bad, but something to be aware of. So let's get through the rest of the unboxing. Other than that, great product. I really like it. It's bright, lots of colors. Let's take a look. So here is the Philips Hue Cala Pathway light, and it's pretty clear. You can see right in the box. It does require the Philips Hue bridge, so probably the Gen 2 to work, and no surprises there. You're going to need that, right? So if you don't have it, this probably won't work by itself, at least no control. It's pretty clear here how you're going to set it up. There's pictures on the box. It's an outdoor light. It's white in color. Again, truth in the packaging, there's really no issue there, right? So as we pull this open, we've got, of course, the instructions here in multiple languages, so you're all set there. We're just going to fast forward through the rest of the box here. There's, of course, the light in there, and there's some cables. The cables are packed in a separate box, and you can see here that we've got the spike here. So this, again, it's a pathway light, so if you want to, you can mount it, like spike it right into the ground. So it's a steel spike. None of that plastic breakable stuff here. It is a very well-made metal steel spike, and you can tell it's got a pretty heavy-duty bolt there that's going to attach to the Cala unit, so when you spike this thing into the ground, it's not going anywhere. Of course, we've got an Allen key as well to be able to get into this, and you can see that the light itself here, the connectors, are going to twist themselves in so that they're really going to get a really snug waterproof connection. This is, of course, waterproof. It's supposed to be outdoors, and it is outdoors. It's, like I said, an IP65, so it will it's not a problem if you like hit this thing with a sprinkler or if it gets rained on. All that'll be fine. It's really just the cold weather that is the problem with this little guy. So as you can see here, we're going to have to pull this thing open. And all of these screws they've got a little plastic protector as well, so it's really well sealed. Now that's one thing here is the construction here is obviously this thing is meant to last. Unfortunately, not last in winter conditions, mind you, which is my biggest issue with this guy. You can see here that this passes straight through. It's going to get a nice little seal. Sorry about the camera work. This thing is a little tough because just of the size of it to get it really positioned properly, but you can see that this little plastic seal here, again, the cable is going to go through, and there we go. It's going to get this nice plastic rubber piece here will ensure that there is no leakage, that you're not getting water into your delicate electronic components, right? Again, like I said, the actual power cable itself is going to twist in place. So again, there is no water getting in here, right? This is a very similar system that they have on the Sylvania garden spots as far as the twisting in, and I haven't had any issues with that. I do not suspect that there would be any trouble with this either, right? It is just a solid system, and again, you can see that it's going to connect the power into the cable, and the cable then will connect to and terminate into wherever you are down the line. So the nice thing is this, and what I've got right now is the starter kit. Starter kit comes with one of the Cala units, and then you can get, for a lower cost, additional Cala units and kind of run these in a line. I don't know the maximum that you can put in a line, so you'll have to forgive me on that one, and I won't be finding out because, well, like I said, these don't survive Canadian winter, and that's, in my mind, that's a problem, right? Unfortunately, I did have to eventually return this unit specifically because of that. if you're not dealing with harsh winter conditions, if you don't commonly see anything below minus 20 Celsius, this is probably a great unit for you. You can kind of see here one thing that wasn't quite obvious to me as I was like going, well, the cable was actually running in the wrong direction. So I was actually trying to put this thing together. You can see as I was kind of playing around with it here that it just didn't really go in the right way. So at this point, this is where I figured out that the cable had been run through the unit backwards and that instead it's going to be the other way. So the other thing here is you've got these three mounts here where you can kind of see they are pre-perforated holes. You could drill this in directly, and that is supported in the documentation, and they do show that as a mounting. So you can drill it directly in and mount it on your deck, for instance. It's got a nice little cable guide on the side, so you're not going to have an issue with a cable. And that was originally going to be my use case, right? Is that it was going to go in here, it was going to be nicely, cable run in really nicely off the side, and I was never going to have to worry about it again. It would survive the Canadian winters, all that would be great. Unfortunately, like I said, all weather doesn't really mean all weather. Do I sound bitter? Yeah, maybe just a little. So one of the other things, I mentioned this earlier, but got a little close-up shot here that this little plastic piece here, this is going to act as a seal as well to increase the waterproofing or make sure that it stays waterproof. So make sure when you put this back together, make sure you have those little seals in there as well, right? So we're going to kind of screw that all back in, use the Allen key, tighten the whole thing up, and make sure that that unit, again, put everything back together properly. Number one, because I returned the unit, so I got to make sure the pieces go back. But also, just because you want to make sure that no water gets in there. That's going to be really critical. This is, again, a high-tech piece of equipment, even though it's just a light. So with that, let's plug the device in. We'll get the lights started here, and you can see it is, it's not spectacular bright, but you don't actually want that anyways for an outdoor light. At least I wouldn't. And let's go over to the Philips Hue app where we will add this. Again, this is a Philips Hue device, so you're going to have to add it to the Philips Hue bridge in the Philips Hue app. We can't just add it to the HomeKit, Apple HomeKit app directly. So no rocket science here. We're going to go into the Philips Hue app. We're going to go over to settings. We're going to go to light setup. We're going to click on the add light button in the top left, and we're just going to search, right? Again, the brand new light out of the box, and Philips is great at this experience. I've actually never had a Philips light fail out of the box, knock on wood, so far. One of the reasons why Philips is definitely one of the leaders in smart home lighting. So you can see the Hue Outdoor Bollard, so that is the Cala light here, and I can rename it anything I want at this point. Right? It's now been added into my system, which is kind of cool, right? It's nice, simple. This is what we want. We want our lives to be easy. We don't want to have to mess around with scripting and everything else, right? So, okay, cool. So now that's in here. We're going to flip over to the Apple Home app, and I'm just going to pick any of the lights that I know is a Hue light because I don't even remember what room I put the bridge in. And whatever room you put the bridge in is where the new light is going to appear. So all I have to do is go into the lights, find the lights, click on the bridge, and then open up that bridge. And somewhere in here, we will be able to find that Hue Outdoor, and there it is right in the kids group. So that's where the bridge is. So now I can go into here and click on the room and put it where I actually want it, where I'm going to install it, which is out on the back deck. At least that was my plan. So again, a little tip, little trick to find the lights when you otherwise can't find them is, again, just go and find any other light, click on the bridge, and you'll be able to get in where you need to be. So now we've got this configured, we've got it discovered, we've got to put it in the right room. Let's take a look and see how that works a little bit. So you can see here, we can turn the brightness off, down and back up. It's actually pretty responsive. It's a little hard to film a light. When we change it, the background color, because the background color is white, will change color. The light appears to be white, but it's actually blue when I'm looking at it. Now it's purple. Again, it's got all these nice shades that really actually look cool outside. I'm a little bitter that this isn't actually a real outdoor, at least not for Canadian winter outdoor. Why would anyone live where it's like minus 40 Celsius? I don't know, but we do, right? People should make products for us too. We're a nice, wonderful, polite people. Come on. And there's really not too much more to this product. We've set it up. We've gone through the paces, got it connected to HomeKit. You can see the lights here. What do you guys think? Is the temperature range, is that a make it or break it for you guys? Is that minus 20? Is that acceptable? I don't know. Like it doesn't work for me, but maybe I just live where it's really cold. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Questions, put those in below. Likes and shares are always appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to make your house a little smarter, use an Apple HomeKit. Please do me a favor. Check out the video details below where there is a link to my Udemy course. Thanks.